Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you today as we wrap up this week where we've looked at Psalm 23 together in our devotional time. I'm going to read the last two verses and we'll get a chance to share with you some about that. So Psalm 23, verses 5 and 6. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I love this, and you guys, we all love Psalm 23. The poetry, just brings to life this feeling that we have, this goodness that we're reminded of, how incredible our God is, how much He loves us, how He's with us and is for us and cares for us and loves us. And it comes to life in such a great way when we think about God as our shepherd and all the imagery in there. As I was looking at this week, one of the pastors had a short devotion on this part, 5 and 6. And he says, really almost here, it feels like God, this description of God shifts from the shepherd to a host, right? Because listen to what, you prepare a table before me. Not often that I see sheep eating at a table, right? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And so here, God is our shepherd who guides and cares and loves us. And then, here's God as a host preparing His table before us, even in the presence of our enemies. I love this. David gets a chance to really write this because he had this experience. His son became his enemy and chased him out of the kingdom, and he was out in the wilderness, and people brought things to him. He had this feast. He was cared for. He was provided for as he's pursued by his enemy. Pretty incredible, right? That's our God. He prepares and cares for us even when we're surrounded, even as we walk through, as we just saw in the previous verse, walk through the valley of the shadow of death. God, our God, prepares and gives and provides for us. That's how amazing and incredible He is. So right now, for us, it's pretty easy to think about feeling pursued by enemy, probably any time in your life, but as we're going through this time, you can feel like, oh, am I being pursued by COVID-19? Is it out to get me? Is it going to capture me? Or we have this fear, is the government out to get me? Is Bill Gates or cell towers, 5G, is something out to get me? We come up with all these different thoughts. Maybe some of that's true. I don't know what it might be for you. But we have these different things, like something is pursuing me, out to get me. And then, listen to what it says. What is really, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And a great translation really for follow me, as you think follow me, it's not and they're going to follow me around and I'm going to be their leader and it's great. No, follow me in pursuit. The police are following me, the sirens are on, they're pursuing me, they're going to pull me over. God's goodness and His mercy is pursuing you. God's goodness and His mercy is pursuing you, is after you, is going to get you. It's way better to say God's goodness and mercy is going to get me as opposed to, and I'm pretty sure COVID-19 is going to get me. I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere is conspiring in some way to get me. I'm sure this person at work, they're doing all these things to get me, to keep me down. Or this sickness, this health, this thing going on in my life is out to get me. I think we get a chance in this to stop and say, our God is so good. And I'm going to live my life that way. I'm going to believe that this is my God. I'm going to know. Not know, yeah, that's right, I said that wonderful poem, Psalm 23, and it's so rich and beautiful. But it's more than that. It's true. It points us to the trueness, the realness, the goodness of God, which is what great art does. It allows us to see above and beyond what we can actually see. And so we see this great art, Psalm 23, say, here's who your God is. And here's what's going on. His goodness and His mercy is in pursuit of you, is going to catch you again and again and again through life. So for me, for us, when we have the fear and we're I'm sure this, what's your this? I'm sure this is going to get me. It's going to take me down. It's going to mess up my life. It's going to harm me. As God's kid, as God's sheep, you get a chance to say instead, my God is in pursuit of me, and His goodness and His mercy is going to overtake me. His goodness and His mercy is going to overtake you. So even if it's my own self, my own guilt that I feel is weighing me down, God's mercy is going to overtake me. I'm going to be His. I'm going to sit down at the table He prepares for me. I'm going to be protected by Him. I'm going to be God's forever. I just want to finish and read through Psalm 23 again for us. and live it out. Say these things. When you have that fear, when you're sure something's going to overtake you, come back to this and live in who God is. If you have to say it 100 times a day, that's okay. Get there. Let it be true for you. So let's read this. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So good. Great to be with you guys, and great to talk about our incredible God.